Also tracking the efforts for police reform in the Texas legislature after a year filled with protests, memorials, and a trial. It appears the calls for change will not be answered during the legislative session. The bill named in honor of George Floyd never even made it past its first committee hearing. KPRC 2's Brandon Walker is live now in the 3rd Ward with new details on the police reform effort at the state level. Brandon?
Hey, good evening to you, Lauren. A marathon underway in Austin with the legislative session slated to end on Monday. And to be clear, lawmakers were able to get past some policing reform measures. But you're right, the core of it all, the George Floyd Act, didn't get out of committee. And 3 derivative bills that were drafted with a better chance of passing did pass the House, but they haven't been assigned a committee in the Senate. And so they won't make their way through just yet. And in that legislation, no language at all about qualified immunity. Lawmakers in the House last night passed SB 69 to a 3rd reading, clearing the way for a final vote. That bill aims to outlaw chokeholds. Last summer, protests in response to George Floyd's death called for an overhaul of policing as we know it. Yet the core of what was pushed, an end to qualified immunity, seems stuck both in Austin and Washington, D.C.
We're going to have nothing of any significance with regard to the issue of qualified immunity with regard to the original intent of the George Floyd Act.
Dr. Eddie Carter, a constitutional law professor at Prairie View A&M University, says that's because Democrats couldn't get Republicans to support ending qualified immunity. HB 88, or the George Floyd Act, included language that called for an end to it. The bill couldn't get out of committee, and Democrats didn't include the language in other, more successful bills. Dr. Carter says the absence is concerning, given Floyd's Texas roots.
We just want accountability.
Eugene Howard of the Texas NAACP says doing away with qualified immunity is a way toward achieving accountability.
I'm responsible civilly and criminally. That is all we're asking for. No individual should be above the law, and that includes law enforcement.
And as my colleague Sion Rhodes reported from the White House tonight, we're seeing the issues with qualified immunity at the national level. Dr. Carter over at Prairie View A&M says that in order for this to see any movement at the state level, you'll have to see some movement nationally. And so that's where we're stuck here tonight. Live in 3rd Ward, I'm Brandon Walker, KPRC 2 News.